Okay, the aftermath. Now, I changed up here. I changed up here about today because I know people get confused about candles. I'll go back to the candles at some point because they're extremely useful if you know how to use them. Excuse me. So let's go back in time. So this is midnight, and I'm just going to go back in time to. You know what I'm going to do too? Let's make this really simple. Let me change. Let me change my. Uh, let's change to Central Time. Okay, is that all right with you? I thought it would be. So we're going to change to Central Time, and if you look down here, you can see the time that this is happening. So this is 6:35 this morning, and this denotes where price is. Now at 6:35, we're way up here. So let's just put a little notation there that at 6:35 we were right here. This is very informative stuff. I know it can be a little bit like, oh my God, but anyway, 6:35, that's where price was, okay? Now, I want to tell you about these things here. You'll see like let me be sure that I have. All right. So, these things on my screen right here. All right? This is Asia. Now, these are price levels, they're sessions. Someone way smarter than me has created these, and here's the times that they run. Now, this is Eastern time, so that's 8 until midnight is the Asia session. London session, and you don't have to remember these. There's no test. It's from 2 in the morning Eastern to 4:59. They got it right there. So these are times. Kill zone is 7 a.m. in the morning till 10, 9:30 till whatever, 12 to 1:30. These are actual sessions. End of day session is 1:30 until the end of the day. Okay, Eastern time. All right, so that's what these are. Now, at this time of day, so you're not confused, this PM was left over from yesterday. This kill zone is left over from yesterday. So I leave them all on here because I want to see what's been hit and what has not. All right. So this has been hit already. For instance, this PM low has been hit already. PM high has been hit already. So the only one I'm really worried about right now as we come into this is Asia high, Asia low, and London low. All right. Those are the ones that just finished. And let's see if there's any more. All right. And then past that, these were from yesterday, and they have not been hit yet. You can go back. See, they were not hit yesterday. Taken out. What I mean is went under. All right? So this is AM and the New York from yesterday morning. This is previous week's low. And then up in here somewhere is the previous day high. PD. You can't hardly see it because it's covered up, but it's right there. Previous day high. That was yesterday's high. All right? So that's what those things mean. But the main thing I want to focus on first is the session that just finished. The session that just finished was London. London high has been taken. See that? It was taken at 4:50 in the morning. So here we are again at 6:35. All right? So the main thing I'm looking at, my eyes looking at London low. So let's play it forward. And I can do it a little bit faster than that. Let me just click it. So where are we at now? We're at 7 o'clock. I want to be looking at 7:30. All right. So here's 7:30. Now, interesting. 7:30 is still above midnight. By the way, this is the midnight line. All right. And when we're above midnight, I'm really not wanting to take calls. So this is 7:30. So let me clone this. Put this right here. So I'm talking in terms of our time, okay? I normally talk in Eastern time, but let's make this simple so everybody understands. 7:35 in the morning, 1 hour before the market opens, okay? And this is just the level of price. London low has still not been taken out. That is the midnight line, and the Asia low is right underneath it. And then these are other low time session lows that have not been taken out yet. All right. So we'll find this kind of fascinating. And of course, it's FOMC day, and most of the time price is a little screwed up. Now, in my mind, I'm looking up here for a possible reversal to come back and take out this little high right here. Anyway, if I can make it right. Right there. So somewhere in that area, that high. See, because all you really need to study is what happened from midnight. You got a low, you got a low. So this low down here is a definite target. Right there. London low, midnight, if we're going down. So let's just click it forward a little bit. So price, there's your 7:30. We're at 8:15 right now. That's 8:20. So we're still above midnight. So this is what I was telling y'all about, something that can happen really fast. Now, preferably, I'd want 9:30 to be up here. That's like high probability. But we are back, moving back above 8:30. So let me click it one more time. So we're basically even with 8:30 or pretty close. That's 8:25. That's 8:30. So at 8:30, if you're going up, you would want price to come down really fast. But that's not what 8:30 the open does. And the open is in premium, so I'm not really interested in longs from premium. Premium means anything above the midnight line. So let's go the first 5 minutes. It drifts, nothing major, no big move. Second 5 minutes, it just sits there. It's going down a little bit. Next move, just sits there. It took the London low right there. That's the 850. So, if 930 is setting in premium, at 840 and we're sitting right over this London low, all right, well, it's very hard to do, but we should have went short right out of the gate. Now that 850, normally you would get a push back up. So the push back up would have been a great time to actually, now look at that. It took out every bit of those levels that had not been taken out yesterday. All right, so anyway, then we were down here waiting for a reversal. And we fell below this very important level right here. And I keep talking about Adam Mancini on Twitter. He's very smart. He knows this stuff like the back of his hand. And he had this level as a very important level. Below that is a fall. So, and then he had another level right here, which is just a very, above this, things really look good. So we fell below this, and I'm still thinking, okay, we can recover here. We can recover here, but it's FOMC day. So we just flittered along right here and actually went lower and even lower. Now look, we put in the AM, but we also took it out. What I mean by took it out, look, we went below it. So now what's left for us down here? Well, there's other things down here, but not in the way of these little deals here. So these time sessions. So above us now are these right here. New York kill zone high, not hit. See where I'm pointing up here? Not hit. None of these are hit. That high that I talked about. And the Asian high is not hit. And it may not get hit. But anyway, once time goes by and they reset, I don't really keep up with them. But anyway, so that what's left here is that. But we have to make it over this. So what happens? Here we are, right here at 12:15. So we're 45 minutes away from the FOMC. So we get back above here, and we should be pretty soon putting in a lunch high, and your lunch low would start, I think, at like 11 something, because it kind of throws me off, but with the time change. So there's lunch. So now we got a low down here that's not hit and a high up here that is hit. So what do we have? 12:35. So we roll along. There's 1 o'clock. There's our FOMC meeting. Now look at it going up. It just took out this lunch high. And I know it can get very confusing, so now this is left untaken. It has not been run below this, and it has not run above these. So we come back down here to retest this area, and this is when Kevin Warsh come out to speak. So I said, we're retesting the line of death. My gut tells me we go up. And I said, I'm not telling y'all what to do, but I'm going long. Now I'm using futures right here, so I'm going long. And then I got on a phone call with some people that I work. I was not paying attention, to be quite honest with you. So here we go. But where do we go? Where do we go? These levels have not been taken out yet. These three are left unhit. And this AM, by the way, had not been taken out. This AM had not been. So now we've taken it. Look at that. Right up to them. And then we got out, thankfully. So it didn't quite make it through them. But my gosh, look at that. So now, at the end of the day, we've come down here, and where are we? I don't know where we're at. The market's close. It come down here and took these out. So the only thing left is this stuff up here from today. And I honestly don't know where the market goes from here. If I had to guess, it would go back up and retest this. But what time is this showing? This is showing 2:40. So basically, we're at the end of we're live now. So we're live now. And we're back below the line of death. This is a very bad sign. The market could drop a long way from here. But I don't know what's going to happen. The reason I made this video was to show you all these levels and how these time session levels play a part. And it happens every day. So anyway, that is my take on it. So what happened here, I think it's very crucial to point out, is that cash session high was 150. That is an odd time. What do I mean by cash session? Regular trading hours. Regular trading hours run from 9. I don't know why this is showing that, but regular trading hours run from 8:30 right here, 8:30 till the end of the day. So regular trading hours, our high is totally bonked. That's not normal high. You'd expect the high to be, if that's the high day, cash session, you'd want the high day to be in either between 9:30 and 10:30 or something like that. And the low day is down here. This is actually a very crazy day. So this thing is just losing territory here like a fruitcake. And we're fixing to be out of time for the day anyway. So you wouldn't want to be trading today. So the main thing is like all that. Now let me show. If I may go to candles really quickly, because if you ever learn about candles, I think you would be fascinated. So these are 5-minute candles. Now, they're good to watch the market, to look at where your liquidity is, where these little areas are that line up. But they're not good. Let me train back to electronic hours too. So what I look at a lot of times is the daily. So you have what's called inside days. At one time, we were up here earlier, and I thought we may close up here, in which case I would think we'd go back up because we didn't take out the bottom of that. But look at this 4-hour candle. See, these 4-hour candles, see how that finished a little bit below that one? That actually almost foretold that we would take out the bottom of this. Not 100%, but very, very close. So this could be extremely deep. So if I had to guess, we're taking out this low. So the next low would be this one down here. And I'm going to show you a little trick. So on a daily basis, we have some imbalances down here. I don't know if we'll get to these. I have no idea, but if we do, it's going to be scary. It's going to be scary, but it's going to be a good time to buy everything, anything, anything, buy it all. If we get down into here and we start looking like we're coming back up out of this, that's a weekly deal. Let me show you another trick. Edges. All right, so we're coming into our monthly edge right here. So we could bounce from right here, but this is ugly. You'd have to, what do you bounce up? If you don't recover this, you're still going to come back down. So potential bounce areas are right here, in my opinion. Now, another thing I use is, let me turn this off since I got those. Another thing I use is the bands. So this is a weekly chart. So we got support right in the middle of this, right here. Right there. So I need to look up where we are on SPY to get this, but basically, let me look. Where's SPY right now? SPY is at 730. So we're looking at about 726, 725 in the SPY right there, right there. Then let me go to the monthly real quick. The monthly's way down here, which gets into this area. So that's down there. You got a huge monthly imbalance right there too. I didn't turn that on, I don't think. Yeah. So we got a huge monthly imbalance right here. Right here. So, and then that's also a support line on the monthly. That's a very good support line. Now that is down at 71.90. So you're looking at 10 plus 6 plus 7, 17 points down. You're looking at about 715, 712 on the SPY. It's good places to buy. But we may bounce here. But like I said, I like to play day to day, but I'm just giving you some ideas here where we could get a bounce, right? A good bounce. And if it gets really crazy, then we'd be down here, which is, if we get down here, we're in pretty bad shape. Be honest with you, the economy is, you want to mortgage your house and buy everything that moves in the market, because that rebound could be vicious. It'll be vicious. But honestly, look right in this area between here and here. I'm thinking we're looking pretty good for a bounce. That's my thinking. Now, how many more days we got in the month? So we got 2 more days in the month. So I would want this month to, I would really love to see a bounce right here, simply because of, for the market as a whole. At least, I'd like to end the month back inside of this, not below. If we finish the month below this right here, below 72.90 basically, if we finish the month below that, then that means next month is going to be extremely bearish. So we could come down and we could find ourselves bouncing around down in here. But you'd expect to find support right here. If we don't, then the next place is here. But it'll be okay. I mean, we just do day to day, day to day, day to day. But if we're bearish, then I'm mainly going to be looking for puts, or really quick calls, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. So this is the weekly, and we could definitely bounce right there. So let me turn these off. So another thing is, like, the bottom of this weekly is right here. That's always a good area too. Now we do have this down here, so that's an imbalance, and the market could come back to that, but we'll see. So anyway, these candles represent, depending on what time frame you're on. So a daily time frame, what this means is we opened the day right here, we went up, and then we dropped, and now we're closing the day way down here. A green one means we opened at the bottom of the green, went up this, we dipped down here, come back, went green again, went up this high, and then settled down to close above where we opened. So that's what candles mean. And there's a lot of logic in these candles, as far as when an hourly candle finishes this way. I mean, you could actually get another hour down, or you could create a little inside candle and then go down. I mean, there's a lot of little stuff here. So anyway, maybe this video will be helpful. Talk to you soon. Most important part was at the front where I talked about time of day and the midnight line, and also about all these little things, all these little session times and how important they are. They're huge. And I'm going to get we'll get all these times written down for you, but I mean, really, there's an indicator that just keeps up with it, and it's awesome. Anyway, bye for now.